This church was here before those corporations. They were here before those districts. They were here before those towns were incorporated. We were baptizing in a river before Pahokee or Clewiston or any of the EEA properties out there were. But now we don't do it. Why? Pollution for profit.
An algae crisis threatening our treasure coast.
A cycle of despair and disgust amidst promises made and broken.
Billions of gallons of water are rushing from Lake Okeechobee to our coastline.
How much pollution is too much? How much danger is too much? How much before this will stop?
Well, my name is Guy Calvert. I'm pastor here for the last 10 years. This is historic Jensen Beach Christian Church. We were established in 1912. I've been here for 10 years, like I said. I've been pastor here for 4. We baptized in that river right there. And we've been baptizing in that river for 105 years. And now we can't do that. I canceled 10 baptisms, this month. Canceled 10 baptisms. People look at the river and they think, well, they lived on the water. No. We have people in mobile home parks all up and down this river. People who are losing their jobs. They're coming to food pantry. You see how crowded it is in there today. We've given away 12 million pounds of food since these discharges started. I think they're evil. I'll put a name on that. Oh no, they're evil. These kids have habitual runny noses, watery eyes. You can't breathe. Come on, they're inside playing on their little, because they can't get outside. One thing about the hospitals, and you see every hospital in every county around here, and you've never seen this on the intake of the hospital, they always give you a questionnaire. Well, one of the questions I noticed they added after 2016, have you come in contact with blue-green algae? Now, this is a hospital, and I don't care whose side is doing this, whose scientists are saying this, the hospital thinks it's dangerous. They know, in the end, who's going to judge us. God gave us dominion over this water. We're screwing the pooch. If you really want to get down, I think it's an inalienable right that we should be able to use our water. You know what? I'll do it in a pool, but I got to be straight. Jesus didn't baptize in chlorine. I will. He baptized in a river. We'll get it done. It's in His name. But it's got to stop. My deacon had to be baptized in a pool because of the river.
And I wouldn't step foot in that water. And that's all I have to say, because it just really is nasty. And that's why I had to go into the pool. To experience the full experience of getting baptized in the river is one thing. But being baptized in somebody's backyard pool because the river's too dirty. You can see, I do have issues with this, and but I could never walk in there because of the bacteria.
One of the big problems with the existing Lake Okeechobee regulation schedule is that it's using data from 2008, and that really matters, because the problem here in the Treasure Coast is that we don't pollute Lake Okeechobee. There's nobody that lives in downtown Stewart or down in Hobe Sound. There's nobody that lives down in Jupiter. There's nobody that lives on the water up in Fort Pierce that's sending water into Lake Okeechobee and making that water toxic. It's the water that's coming from that other area that's being sent to us that's destroying our community. So we're sharing in the adversity. We're not sharing in producing any kind of toxic anything.
The problems that have come from this current water management system are very complex. The discharges from Lake Okeechobee are obviously unnatural. The volume of water alone is enough to alter the salinity patterns in the estuaries on both the east and the west coast, resulting in a freshwater environment that would otherwise be a brackish estuary with seagrass and oysters. And so with that massive volume of fresh water, those habitats can't sustain themselves any longer. Then when you add in the nutrient pulse and in some cases the load of algae coming out of Lake Okeechobee, into those estuaries, that also creates another layer of harm that also transcends the environment to the social. And so you have potential human health issues, you have economic issues associated with property values, associated with industries like recreational fishing and boating, and the tourist-based economies of these areas is impacted. So there's a whole suite of impacts associated with just the discharges.
You know, one of the most important pieces of legislation that we've done relating to cleaning up our waterways here has been the Water Resources and Development Act that was done on my subcommittee, the Water Resources and Environment Subcommittee. And in that bill, that very important bill for our community, we made sure that there is a provision in there that there's going to be a Lake Okeechobee regulation schedule review in 2019. That is the first time in a long time that we have an opportunity to address this schedule of, quote, shared adversity. How much shared adversity we're going to have here on the Treasure Coast, on the Tortured Coast, versus how much is going to be in other places, how much is going to go south. So the full funding for the Herbert Hoover Dike, incredibly important. The authorization for the Southern Storage Reservoir, the SB10 reservoir, incredibly important. The Lake Okeechobee regulation schedule review for 2019, incredibly important. These are all the big wins that we can do for protecting our waterways here, to say no more water to the Treasure Coast. We don't pollute the water here. We shouldn't have somebody else sending water here polluting our community.